sin is temporal. Whether it's against an eternal God or not, it's sin itself, the act itself is temporal, very temporal. In fact, in duration, the Bible tells us that our lives are like a breath or like a weed gone one day here and one day gone the next. And so our sin is in duration that temporal, very brief, even though it doesn't feel like it, especially right now with what's going on in the world. But to say that that temporal sin in such a brief period of time deserves an eternal conscious torment just doesn't make sense at all. It's not logical. And so the punishment doesn't fit the crime. Even in our justice systems, the punishment does not fit the crime to suffer eternal torment for a temporal sin. I believe the alternative is what the Eastern Orthodox tradition has historically held on to, at least streams of the Eastern Orthodox tradition, and that's a purification process where God is an all-consuming fire, and that fire is really the fire of passionate love. And when we stand before God at the end, and the Bible tells us we all will, we're standing in that passionate fire. Well, the interesting thing about fire is it's purifying. God's fire is a purifying fire that only burns off wickedness and leaves what's righteous behind. And that's a very Eastern Orthodox, one of the older views of salvation is all people will be purified in the end and freely choose to enter God's kingdom through the work of Christ.